Hello and welcome to the premiere of the NTV Property Show. We're glad you are watching. Now, there has been cases of irregular land acquisition in our schools, hospitals and even research institutions. We've heard of cases of squatters invading public land, all these re-emerging as a threat to public land in Kenya. We want to find out what is really ailing public land management in Kenya and what are some of these strategies that we can come up with to curb this issue. But before that, let's have a look at the Property of the Week segment. We are at Kileleshwa Towers on Tabera Crescent in Kileleshwa, Nairobi, a 26-unit apartment building with 2 penthouses. These all are 3-bedroom houses, and we'll get to see just a bit more detail of these houses as we get inside. Located in a leafy residential suburb that is known for its pristine and serene environment, Kileleshwa Towers comprises of 26 exquisite 3-bedroom units with a plinth area of 200 square meters on 13 floors and 2 penthouses. The mahogany steel reinforced security front door comes with a state-of-the-art chrome-polished door knocker and a peephole that allows you to safely and, most importantly, vet your visitors. The apartment boasts of a self-contained servants' quarter with a separate entrance from the lobby. All wet area floors are done in ceramic tiles. The living area offers a simple and minimalistic look with natural light streaming in through the large windows. Numerous TV ports and sockets adorn the walls. Now, the floor I'm standing on is called a laminated floor, and laminated flooring is very different from any other kind of flooring that we know of because it's warmer. And it's much easier to change this kind of flooring. If you want to put something different, it is easier to do that, and also it's cheaper. One of the most important aspects in a house is space. And as you can see in this house, there is a lot of space. Moving on this side, we have an open plan kitchen, which is commonly known as an American style kitchen. And as you can see, a lot of space. And it also comes with an all-inclusive features. We have a microwave here, we have an oven that are all inclusive, and also moving on to this side, we have this kitchen top, which is made of Korean. It's actually called Korean. It looks somewhat like granite, but it is Korean and it's very smooth and easy to work on. All these are cabinets that you can put all that you need, utensils and whatever else you would need. And it's very easy to open, as you can see. And when you close it, you don't have to bang it, just slide it and it closes itself. This here is a modern hood, and the most beautiful thing about it is that it's very easy to maintain. All you have to do is open it up here. And then you will see a filter which you can remove. This is it. And this is what you need to clean. So once it's cleaned, you return it and you have your hood. It comes with a remote as well, just in case you don't want to use your hands too much. This is easy to use as well. The first bedroom has ample floor-to-ceiling MDF wardrobes that match well with the brown floor laminates. The bathroom is beautifully designed. It has been outfitted with a substantial range of internal storage solutions to cater for all your storage needs. From towel rails to soap holders, everything can be accommodated and very easily reached. The master bedroom is bigger than the rest. The wall-to-wall wardrobes provide ample storage area for him and her. This massive window is both functional and aesthetically pleasing. Not only does it give you a beautiful view of the estate, it brings in maximum natural light as well. Water is supplied by Nairobi Water and Sewerage Company, and there is plenty in storage. Electricity is prepaid, and in case of a power blackout, a standby generator is provided for common areas. There is provision for solar panels for water heating. There is adequate parking space on the ground and in the basement, with each unit getting 2 slots. Security is enhanced by CCTV cameras that are strategically located all over the estate and the electric perimeter fence. Shared amenities that residents will enjoy include a children's playground, a recreational area, and a swimming pool. The 3-bedroomed units have a price tag of 30 million Kenya shillings. A 10% deposit is required with the balance payable in 90 days for both cash and mortgage buyers. Located along Tiberi Lane, Kileleshwa Towers has close proximity to social and economic amenities, including schools, shopping malls and hospitals, as well as entertainment spots. There are simple ways to add flair to your office and home space. All you have to do is accessorize. Today on our Property Essential segment, we show you how to do that with balloon and string. If you have white-walled homes and are not ready to paint your walls, here is an easy and cheap way to add style and color to your home. All you have to do is just get a little bit creative and have an inexpensive deco trick by using yarn balls. Yarn balls are an inexpensive and versatile decor trick. You will need balloons, old newspapers to cover the floor, school glue, half-cup cornstarch, quarter-cup hot water, scissors, yarn in different colors, a mixing bowl, and gloves. Instructions: blow up balloons to different sizes and knot each balloon. Filling balloons only halfway will help you get a more spherical shape. Creating a drying area doesn't need to be too much. All you can do with the old newspapers is just spread them all across on the floor. In the bowl, mix hot water with cornstarch. Add a bottle of white school glue and mix thoroughly. Dip yarn into the glue mixture and gently squeeze out the excess with your fingers. Beginning at the knot end of your balloon, wrap your balloon with the wet yarn. The more you wrap, the denser the ball will be. Wrap in all directions, top to bottom, side to side. Repeat the process with the remaining balloons. Allow the balloons to dry completely. Pop the balloon gently. Allow the balloons to dry completely. Pop the balloon gently. Yarn ball decorations are suitable for almost any occasion. Be it an elegant dinner, you can use gold and silver yarn balls above the table for a sweet chandelier. Need decorating ideas for your child's birthday party? You can string blue, pink and orange balls from wall to wall depending on the child's gender. Yarn balls make great ornaments for trees. That brings us to the end of part 1. We still have so much in store for you after this break. Welcome back. Today we are looking at public land management, and with us is the chairman of the National Land Commission, Mohammed Swazuri. Asante sana. Thank you for being with us. Now, let's have a look at the threats that are against the land sector. We have heard about grabbing, squatters invading land. We've heard about all this. Why does that exist?
It's a historical reason. Throughout the history of this country, when the laws on land were passed, people were never communicated to. There is an element of corruption that has been with us for a long time. People now came to know that because of lack of knowledge of most of the members of the public, the few who know could manipulate the law and make a killing out of it, which has happened. And this has threatened the livelihoods of Kenyans because we are still an agricultural country. We still derive most of our income and employment from the agricultural sector. Then, because of that, the Kenyans have grown to have an affinity, an extraordinary affinity to land ownership. You are not a Kenyan until you own a piece of land. So then the element of grabbing. Since 1895, we have had a plethora of rules, regulations and laws, some of which were contradicting each other. For example, a title will be said to be in RTA, Registered Registration of Titles Act, and the same one can be registered in Government Land Act, and so on. So people would still manipulate the law there and register that title when it is convenient under such regime, when it is convenient for the other regime, and so on. So the confusion over the laws. That is why in the National Land Policy and in the Constitution, we recommended that there need to be a thorough review of the laws and reduce them from the 39 or so which we had to about 5 or 6. Which we have now. Because we're talking about the land sector, and you are in the land sector as a commission, what are you doing with the threats that already exist? You've talked about them existing from history. What have you been doing about that? First of all, what has happened is that the law has been changed. From the Constitution up to the law. You remember from 1895 up to 2010, including the 1963 Constitution, land was not mentioned in the Constitution, except for one sentence on trust land in the 1963 Constitution. One sentence on trust land and another sentence, Section 75, on private property, respect for private property and protection of private property. Otherwise, the constitution was devoid of any matters to do with land. So now what we have done, in order to contain those things, we have a constitution that has a whole chapter on land and several areas where land is mentioned in the Bill of Rights. Secondly, we didn't have a national land policy. Now we have a national land policy. That's our guideline. Those safeguards have been put there, and together with the laws that were passed from 2010, 2011, 2012, now you see we have done a lot when we follow the tenements of those laws. For example, when it comes to grabbing of land, the Constitution has told the Commission to review public dispositions. In other words, we look at all land that was given, all public land that was given out, whether it was given out in the correct manner or not, whether it was irregularly acquired or it was unlawfully acquired, and then we are supposed to revoke it. And we have done 3,000 of them. It's not a mean task for 2 years.
Okay, so 3,000 in 2 years. But there's one obstacle that we are still facing, even in terms of public land management: corruption.
Well, corruption is mainly a factor that is attributed to the same reason I gave you: affinity to own land. But the main element that is aiding corruption in land is the system of information in the land sector. It is manual. It is still files. You know, we inherited a system from the British. That's the one we are using. This system relies on human contact. For you to want a title, you must come and see the registrar, you must come and see the chairman, you must come and see. So you see, avenues for corrupting are open. But now, when we have a land management information system, which is computerized, which is devoid of contact mostly, you will find that these things will change. And us as a commission, together with the Ministry of Lands, we have partnered, because under the Constitution we are supposed to develop and maintain our National Land Management Information System. We launched it end of May, and we have started with Nairobi Registry, Central Registry, where now when you apply for any service in land, you don't have to come to the house. You don't have to. Just there are requirements there. Open the web page, put in your name, ID number or PIN number or LR number. Just say, I want a search for this and this one. Click, it will come out. So why should I ask you for a bribe? We believe that when we are through with that across the country, we shall minimize and eventually eliminate the corruption vice.
Take us through the right process of acquiring land in Kenya.
When you come to private land, you can acquire private land by government giving it out. We call that alienation, giving out to private individuals. Or you can acquire private land through purchase. You can buy from someone who has it, or you can inherit from your parents, or you can get it as a gift. Those are the ways which you can acquire private land. Public land is where the government gives out land to its people. That one is given out either as a settlement scheme. Okay, so when it comes to public land, we can either have a settlement scheme where the government has public land somewhere and it declares that any Kenyan who wants to be settled there, let them apply. Okay, then we also have compulsory acquisition of land. The government can compulsory acquire private land, distribute it for public purposes. Okay, community land, which has been trust land, has always been held in trust for the local people by the local authorities then. Now it is the county government. But its way of disposition is now awaiting the passage of the Community Land Bill, which is in front of Senate. Yeah. But ideally, communities themselves, somebody will apply to the community. At the moment, they apply to us. We liaise with the county government. If the county government accepts, we allocate the land to the person. If the county government says no, we have no land, we are only managers and agents. In the community, in the proposed community land bill, the communities will be organized according to their arrangements locally there. There will be a community land board, there will be a community land ward there. The people will apply to the community's land board. They will sit down there, make a decisions and decide to allocate to those people. Then those documentations now are brought to the commission and the ministry to process the titles.
Okay, I want us to focus on public and private land. Say we want to transfer ownership. What are the issues that surround that kind of transfer?
The issues that surround that type of transfer is, first of all, availability of the land. Kenya has 13% public land. Despite all the noise you hear about, it's only 13%. 19% is private land. That adds to 32%. 68% is community land, which is now awaiting the community land bill. That is why you can see there's a lot of competition around public land. Because also with the name public, people believe it's free.
It's theirs.
It's theirs, it's free, it's ours. So, but the main issues with public land is that it is the land for which the government relies upon on its projects and also its infrastructure. So the government is kind of competing with other users for this essential type of land. It is the government's power, because the power is nothing without control.
You mentioned about the National Land Policy, and there are many recommendations to it. How are you doing so far?
We think this is a very good document because it has captured this, the spirit of what the Kenyans wanted. Okay? But there are people who don't know about it, and even those few who know about it don't want to follow it. They say it is not, it is against the Constitution. And the reason why people are saying that, it is because it is enriching the Constitution by determining who controls what and who does what. We have two options when we have grabbed land. One, we either call the people for them to come and account on how they acquired the land. Is their title okay or not okay? Was the procedure followed or not? Of course, people will come and tell you, I got this through this and this. But if the system that was used was fraudulent, we revoke that title. The law is Section 155, Subsection 2 of the Land Act says, where the commission is satisfied or convinced that the land was public land and somebody has acquired it, just give him 2 weeks notice. And this is what we are going to these people. Once the surveyor confirms to us that, by the way, this parcel originally was from there to there to there and somebody has come there, we don't need to get their papers.
So these are individuals?
Individuals, even communities, even churches, okay? Okay? There are churches that have done that. For example, a school.
Yes. A school or a hospital?
That has encroached on public land. Yes. No, that one is for public interest. We shall determine whether that school is really serving the community or not. We confer rights on the school.
So even if it was irregularly
if it was irregularly acquired, but the school has been registered. As I told you, these things are not happening now. They happened long time ago. So a school that has run examinations for 20 years, 15 years, honestly, we cannot say we are relocating it to another place. So we will now get the correct way done. And that is why last week we were in Mombasa with the Kenya Primary School. There's an association where we gave them, last year we gave them applications to apply for titles for their land. This year we went back again. So far we have received 10,000 applications. We have worked on 7,800 applications on land, school land, including secondary schools, because we have 24,000 schools in Kenya which do not have titles. Okay. Okay? So when they come to apply, we take our surveyors there. The surveyors will tell us whether the school has encroached on somebody's land or people have encroached on the school land. And then we survey it properly and give them titles.
Right, we've been having a chat with Mohammed Swazuri from the National Land Commission, talking all about land. And now you know, if you need to acquire land, all you have to do is check their website, the National Land Commission website, and you can go through the entire process online. Right, time now for a look at what we have on the classifieds, just in case you need to rent a house. This apartment is located approximately 600 meters from T-Mall. It has sufficient parking space, adequate supply of water, and has close proximity to socio-economic amenities. The monthly rent is 7,500 shillings. Located in South Sea's Mugoya estate, this development is a few meters away from the Mugoya shopping center. It's master en suite with sufficient storage space, an instant shower, a children's playground and ample parking space. The monthly rent is 24,000 shillings inclusive of service charge. This master en suite apartment is located near MP Shah Hospital in Parklands. It's very spacious with ample parking space for each unit, a playground for kids and a reliable supply of water and electricity. The monthly rent is 24,000.